Hey guys, Eric with the Miller Park Minute coming at you. We are doing the top 10 Brewers right now. We got Jessica here, my beautiful wife, and we are going to go through our list of the top 10 Brewers inspired by MLB Network. So here's Jessica.
We're going to do our list. We're going to do Eric's first and then mine. Definitely you guys comment your favorite Brewers and your top 10 right now. I'd be curious to see who you guys like. You know, everyone's got their own opinions. What started this was this evening we watched the top 10 relievers right now in baseball. And of course they go by the stupid shredder with all the analytics and all the crap that they throw in there. And Hader was number 3, which is complete crap in my opinion. There was 2 people above him that should not have been above him. And Doolittle, like for instance, Doolittle was ahead of him, and he only played 46. He only had 46 innings, and Hader had I don't remember what the number was, but he was number 2, but Hader was number 3. JJ didn't even make the list, and his ERA through the entire season was .176, I think, something around there. So I did not agree with this shredder list whatsoever. So that inspired us to do this. So you guys definitely comment and tell us what you guys think. I know some of you are not going to agree with our likes and who we think are the top 10. I know I don't agree with some of Eric's. Eric does not agree with some of mine. That's just how life works. There's opinions and people don't agree on things. So please share, tell us what you guys think. We're going to start with Eric's. I'm going to write them down on the board, and then we'll go through mine. And Eric's going to give reasons why he thinks that these are his top 10s. I'll give you my reasons. Eric's probably going to be a lot more formal with numbers, reasons like that. I'm a heart and soul person, so I'll give you my reasons from my gut. And so here we go. So Eric first.
All right, so I'm going to start out right now with Brent Suter. The reason Brent Suter is number 10 is not only his personality, but his aggression towards the game, the way he plays, the way he fields the ball. He's like a little kid out there. He's really aggressive. The Raptor, I mean, he comes out to Jurassic Park music. How fun is that? And he didn't play, but I'm still going to put him at number 10, just because I think he's one of the top guys going forward, and he's going to be good for years to come. Number 9 on my list is Freddie Peralta. And what I have to say about Freddie Peralta is look at that debut. I mean, come on. If you watch the interview with Mauricio Dubon, which will be linked up here or down below, Dubon talks about their friendship and those guys coming up together and how fun it was to play. I think he's going to be one of the good things to watch this season. Whether he gets a starting role or not, we'll see. That's yet to come. Number 8 on my list, the new Milwaukee Brewer. And a lot of people are going to look at me funny on this one. But Yasmani Grandal. Yasmani Grandal came to us as free agent, signed for a 1-year, $25 million deal. He made some errors in the games that we last saw him in Milwaukee and in LA. I'm not going to hold that against him. I'm looking at his history. He's a top 10 catcher in the game right now. I think he's going to be great for us and this year to come, and maybe, hopefully another year. So that's where we go with that. We got Jessica catching up here. Next on my list, all-time Brewers great, Brewers royalty, Ryan Braun. I think it goes without saying that Ryan Braun had a little bit of a career resurgence last year. He's done some things this offseason. If you watch some of the tape out there, some of the interviews, he's worked out with Christian Yelich. He's switched his swing up a little bit. He's trying at this point to be a better player and a better member of the team. So I'm really excited to see what Bronny's got in store for us this year, especially as his advancing age, the late years in his contract. I think he's going to be doing a lot better this season.
Those videos, by the way, are called Brewers on Tap. You should watch them. They're pretty interesting.
Milwaukee Brewers YouTube. All right, so next on the list, none other than Travis Shaw. Travis Shaw's versatility last year was one of probably the best, most exciting things, he was very, very adaptable. He played second base, and he had no problem going there. He worked on it for a couple weeks prior to, and then jumped right into playing second base. He also, in a couple late innings and games, filled in at first base. He had back-to-back 30 home run seasons, and I think he's one of the Brewers stars on the rise. I expect to see another 30 home run season out of him. And it was kind of cool, that little dynamic they had, Yelich and Shaw, with the home runs going back and forth. It seems like they hit them all right around, like, in the same game. So that was really cool for me to see. I'm going to skip right into the next one. Jeremy Jeffress. Not only is Jeremy Jeffress one of Jessica's favorite players, one of our favorite players.
Love him.
But JJ is a very intense animal on the field, and a great guy off the field. He goes into the game with such intensity, just the look in his eyes. I mean, if you see those still pictures of him from some of those playoff moments, it's insane. And that ERA, I mean, beast mode. That's excellent. So he ranks in there really high. One of the best relievers we have, probably one of the best relievers, in my opinion, in the game right now. If you have a question about that, talk to me down below in the comments. That's up for debate. But next on the list, Lorenzo Cain, a guy that came back to Milwaukee. And I've got to say, I have a lot of respect for that. He wanted to come back. We were able to get him back. We signed him to a good deal. His play in the outfield, some of those grabs at the wall, you can't beat it. He also was a top WAR guy. I really don't care about WAR. I don't know what you think, but... And he also finished in the MVP voting. I mean, he was potentially Gold Glove, but it didn't happen. So, next, Josh Hader, a.k.a. Hader Raid. What can't we say? He was an all-star. Oh, Lorenzo Cain was an all-star. I forgot to mention that.
So was JJ.
And so was JJ. But Hader Raid, all-star, 143 strikeouts. He worked short relief, long relief. God, he did it all, and he continues to do it all for the Milwaukee Brewers. I think the young man's got a lot of time left in that rotation, and I think he is going to do some great things. I'm sorry, the bullpen. Oh, I wish he was in the rotation. That's another video. We'll talk about that later. Yolis Chassin, my friend, ranks number 2 on my list. Then there's a reason, unfortunately, I have to say that. Yolis Chassin started 30 games, didn't miss a start, started on short rest, and game 163. I think that wraps it up. Played very well in the postseason as well. All right, without further ado, my number 1 is Christian Yelich, National League MVP. Almost had the Triple Crown. Fell a little short. That's okay. He got a little tired at the end in the playoffs. Didn't hit as well in the playoffs. But I'm not going to hold that against him. He came to a hitter-friendly ballpark in Miller Park, and he hit the cover off the ball. Hit for the cycle twice. MVP. I don't think I need to say any more about Christian Yelich. So, now time for Jessica.
All right. So, my top 10 are a little similar to Eric, but a little different. So my number 10 is going to raise uproar with a lot of fans because all season long I heard people bitch and piss and moan and complain and scream about why the hell is he still on the team? Get rid of him. He's a waste of space, blah, 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 blah. So my number 10 is Thames. And the reason I picked Thames is because when he started out in the beginning of the season, he was doing really well. He's an excellent first baseman. He can hit the ball, not just out of the park, but he can actually hit the ball for base hits. Versus Jesus, it's really hard for me because, yeah, I get Aguilar can hit bombs, and he was a monster the first half of the season. And come All-Star break, he turned for the worst, and throughout the rest of the season into the postseason, he didn't do a lot. He wasn't that same guy, and I don't know if the home run derby knocked him out. I don't know what happened, but he just lost it. And I just think personally that Thames is a better defender at first, and I think that Thames all around is a better matured player. And you see the videos of him from Korea, he's got it. And unfortunately, he wasn't given the chance to play. And that's because they held so tightly to the fact that Aguilar could hit the ball out of the park. Like, for instance, when we were playing in Cincinnati, why the hell was Thames not playing? I mean, he owns that ballpark. And he was on the bench. And then he would come up for a pinch hit here and there, and everyone would complain because he would hit. Well, when you're only getting appearances once in a great while, what do you think is going to happen? So my number 10 is Thames. So yes, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for it, but that's my number 10. So my number 10 is Thames. Okay, my number 9 is Hernan Perez. And the reason I chose him is because he is our superstar utility player. That guy can play everything. He pitched. What did he not do last year? Outfield, infield, he can catch. He can do everything. And that guy is one of the most important members of that bench because, again, he can play everywhere. And he is so underrated for that reason. And I think a lot of times we forget about him because, like I said, he isn't used all the time. And so I think he is a really important piece to our team. And over the past couple of years, he has definitely become a much better hitter, and he has become a much better defensive player. And so I think Perez is one of the more important Brewers because, like I said, he can pretty much do anything. He can play any position, and he's proved that. So that's why he is my number 10. And so go to my number 8. My number 8 choice is Corey Knebel. And the reason he is number 8 is because unfortunately, he struggled. And when he struggled, he was sent down, and he came back, and he has been, since that point, unbelievable as a reliever. He comes in the 6th or the 7th, right before Hader, and he does amazing. And he is much, much better now. I don't think as a closer, I don't think that's something that's going to be him, because I think that it's kind of not where he is anymore. But 6th, 7th inning, how he comes in, I mean, he is unstoppable. He is like the perfect fit right before Hader, and then JJ. Like that trio of relievers that we've got going are like the scariest of the National League. And they've said it all the way through. MLB Network, all of them have all said that our rotation of that bullpen is the best in the National League. There's no doubt about it. So Knebel definitely is one of the important keys of our bullpen, and he is my number 8 Brewer for the top 10. My number 7, of course, Eric and I both agreed, Ryan Braun. Ryan Braun, of course, is going down in history as one of the best Brewers, and he is one of the most important Brewers because he has been a Brewer for life. And coming up with this contract ending, like I said, if you watch those Brewers on Tap, they're the shorts on YouTube. I mean, what he's doing now is, he actually kind of said this, he said Christian Yelich has challenged him because now he has to be a better player. He used to be the big dog. He used to be the MVP, the one that was the big guy. He was the most important Brewer. Everybody looked at him like, he was the guy. Well, Yelich kind of knocked him off of his pedestal last year, and he is now forced to change things. And he started working out with Yelich at the gym that Yelich works out with. You know, they're working out together. He is challenging. Braun is being challenged by Yelich. They're working at the same things. If you watch the video, it's really interesting because Braun talks about the fact that, you know, he's learning from Yelich, which is ironic because you wouldn't think that, you would think it'd be the other way around, but he's actually learning a lot from Yelich. And so they're doing this workout together, and they did this whole California Strong thing together. So there's a bond that's been created between the two of them, which is really cool because Braun's helping Yelich get through all of this MVP stuff because his life has been changed. His world has been totally flipped upside down. And Braun's helping him get through that stuff. And Yelich is pushing Braun to make changes to his playing. So it's actually kind of cool. So those two have made a whole kind of different friendship, and it's actually like brothers, and it's really interesting. So watch the Braun video. It's really cool. So he is my number 7. My number 6, one of my favorites, is Shaw. My number 6 pick is Travis Shaw. Eric and I agree. Obviously, as you can see, Shaw is one of my favorites. The reason I like Shaw so much is, number one, his versatility. You know, he went from third to second. He's played first. I mean, the guy is willing to play any position to help the team win. 30 home runs consistently for 2 years. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Like, that's pretty damn good. Also, the fact that when he came from Boston, he wasn't given the shot to actually play every day because they had their big shot that was coming up and they wanted to use him. And Shaw was kind of like left behind. I heard counsel refer to him as a baseball rat because he is so willing to play anywhere he has to play, and he grinds. And there was a video on that Brewers on Tap where Sophia actually follows him for a day with his workout and then has lunch with him and talks to him. And he's working out in Milwaukee, and he's working with the strength trainer with the Milwaukee Brewers. And he said he's been doing it now. This is his second year of working with this trainer. He said last year he felt so good that going into the postseason, he wasn't worn out. He actually felt good yet. He could continue to play. He wasn't tired. He didn't feel the stress. He said that October baseball was exciting and fun, and he didn't feel tired and worn out, and he was good to go, and he felt great. And it was because of the work that he's doing with the strength trainer. So got to give the guy credit. He just wants to play baseball, and he just wants to win, and he will do whatever it takes. So Shaw, definitely one of my favorites, and he's my number 6. My number 5, got to pick Locaine. Locaine is just, he's just unreal. I mean, he was in the MVP voting. He had the highest WAR of any center fielder. I mean, how he didn't get an MVP, I mean, it's just mind-boggling, but, you know, that's how it goes. Locaine is a consistent guy. He's always just wants to get on base. He's not looking to hit home runs. He's not looking to, you know, do big, huge hits. I mean, he just wants to get on base. If it's a walk, he'll walk. If it's a single, whatever it takes, he wants to get on base. And you can always you can just rely on Locaine. He's a good player. I mean, some of the catches that he made in center field were mind-boggling. And I love his not today. I love when he does that. That is the funniest thing. Or when he pulls his hat out and like tips it out like that. And my most favorite moment with Locaine was at Wrigley Field when he caught the ball and he turned around to the Cubs fans and he did that and he said, "Not today." And it was epic. It was like the best moment of the entire season. So Locaine definitely one of my favorite and top 10s, but he should be higher, but yeah, he's my number 5. So going on, Chacin, number 4. Now, like Eric said, Chacin the guy's a horse. I mean, he pitched, 30 games. The guy did amazing things this year. And of course, we're biased. He's a friend. And he is the outside of the field. He is the nicest guy. And he has got, he's so humble. And I don't know how many of you follow on Facebook. And I don't know how many of you saw the picture. We met him at the mall that day. And he is, sat and talked to us. Like, he's not, I don't know. He's just one of the nicest guys. And as far as a pitcher, I mean, he is the only pitcher we had that made every out. I mean, like he made every outing. He didn't miss a start. Wasn't injured. He made it through. I mean, he definitely was the most important pitcher that we had on the team. He got so little credit for what he did last year. And I mean, 163, like Eric said, 163 says it all. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, little rest, the guy got the most important game of the season. So Chacin, he's definitely one of my top 5. He's my number 4. So let's go to number 3. Now, my number 3 is my favorite player. I'm so biased on this one, but JJ is my number 3 pick. JJ I was so angry at the postseason with some of the fans, how everybody acted like JJ was this useless. Why are we using him? He's horrible. I mean, the comments I saw on some of the Facebook groups made me so angry because everybody forgets what he did prior to the postseason. Yeah, the postseason, he didn't do so great. I understand that. But the regular season, I mean, did everybody forget that this guy carried a 1.76 average? I mean, he was unbelievable. And the intensity that he brings to the game, like Eric was saying, the look, and then blowing bubbles as he's striking people out. And I mean, when he clinched the playoffs in St. Louis, did everybody forget that? Or how about when he got he clinched the NLDS in Colorado? I mean, does everybody forget that? But when we got to the NLCS, then he got bad. So now he's this horrible person and this horrible pitcher. And why are we using him? JJ was unbelievable last season. He was so just abused at the end of the season, the way that the fans were treating him. And I was so angry. So yes, I am completely biased to JJ. I love him, and I met him at On Deck, and he is the kindest, most humble. I can't even say enough nice about the guy. And I just think that some of you guys were just horrible people about how you treated him at the end of the season. So yeah, a little bias there. So he's my number 3. So number 2, Hader. Hader was a beast. Hader should have been like, I don't know what award he should have won, but my God, he was unhittable. So Hader, I mean, what he did during this entire season and what he did in the postseason, I can't even put words to it because he was that good. And if he can continue to be this good, if this is how he's going to be, he never should be in the starting rotation. He should be a reliever. I don't agree with Eric on this whole let's put him in the rotation because I don't think he should be a starting pitcher. He is an unbelievable reliever, the things he can do. He is unhittable. His numbers are outrageous. And him in the starting rotation is not going to be the same. He's found his niche. This is what he is. And Hader definitely should stay in the bullpen, and he should stay doing what he's doing because he is unbelievable. So Haterade is my number 2. And last but not least, my number 1 is the obvious Christian Yelich. MVP, carried the team. Without Yelich and what he did, I do not believe that we would have made it as far as we did. Unfortunately, postseason, I think it was just too much for him. I think the weight of all of everything that happened, I mean, he came so close to the Triple Crown. He had the pressure of the MVP. I mean, every game that he played, people were chanting MVP. I think it just got to be too much for him. So at postseason, yeah, he wasn't so great. But my God, Christian Yelich was unbelievable this season. Will he return in 2019 and be MVP Christian Yelich? God, I hope so. But I don't think he's going to be able to repeat that season. But I think he's going to come pretty damn close.
I disagree with that fact.
I don't think he can do it. That's a lot of weight. But I think he's going to come pretty damn close. Like I said, we don't agree on everything. But I think he's going to have an incredible season again. And I'm hoping and praying that he has an MVP back-to-back. Because, my God, he is... I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think it's going to happen. But, so yes, my number 1 is Yelich, too, for the obvious reasons. MVP, carried the team. Without Yelich, without Locaine, without Chacin, without JJ, without Hader, they would not have been where they were. Got added Wade Miley in there, but unfortunately, they let him go. Don't get me started. Anyway, so those are our top 10 favorite Brewers of right now. Unfortunately, some of the Brewers that I feel were top 10 are no longer Brewers, but right now, as of what we have in front of us, those are our picks for top 10. So, like I said, comment. Let us know what you guys think, because I'm assuming there aren't going to be very many of you who agree.
So also quick, a couple honorable mentions I thought of here. Eric Kratz had some great moments. He came out of nowhere this season. He was a great add. Kind of filled in that catching gap where we lacked. Part of the reason why Yasmani Grandal is one of the top on my list. Also, we had Burns. Burns came in. Burns pitched a lot of good innings for us. He did 6 up, 6 down. That was incredible. Knebel was on her list, not on my list, but he does get an honorable mention. Notable leave off, and I'm sorry, but Jesus Aguilar. Jesus Aguilar was left off this list intentionally by both of us because Jesus Aguilar did not, and I repeat, did not perform to the level of expectation. Home runs are great. We love the long ball, but at the end of the day. So, in summation, guys, a lot of the names on this list are the same. I think the notable differences between the two lists, Knebel, Perez, Thames, Grandal, Peralta, Suter. Otherwise, they're a jumbling of the same order here. We have some similar feelings, some different feelings.
I don't understand why he has Grandal on the list. He hasn't even played as a Brewer yet. So,
Suter didn't play, so I mean, it is what it is.
Suter did play. He was in there in the beginning.
But Suter didn't play. Isn't going to be playing much of this season.
But we saw Suter pitch.
It's top 10 right now. It's not 100%. You may not agree, but that's what the comments are for. Leave your top 10 below. All right, guys. Hey, so we're coming in with an update here. We filmed this video over a week ago. Jessica's going to come in here. She's going to update you some numbers. Our top 10, pretty good list. But she's going to update you with the numbers from the MLB Network's actual videos. TV shows, I should say. So, here's Jess.
All right. First of all, I would like you all to take note of the wonderful sweatshirt I'm wearing. This is what you get, a Brewer fan girl, for Valentine's Day, men out there. Better than flowers. Just saying. Anyway, So we waited for the top 100 to come out from MLB Network. Now, how they do their ratings, we don't agree with a lot of what the numbers were, but it's kind of stupid. They go back 3 seasons. So some of our top 10 picks weren't even on the list, but a lot of them were, which is awesome. So starting with number 96 was Yasmani Grandal. 94 fell for Shaw. So first time on the list for Shaw. So he made it, 94. 62, shockingly for me, Jesus Aguilar was number 62. And he also made it for number 8 in first baseman. Per the shredder that Brian Kenny used. I don't know if any of you guys actually watch MLB Network and watch Brian Kenny with all his crazy number stuff. But Jesus Aguilar is number 8 in for first baseman in all of the leagues, so according to Major League Baseball across the board, which really surprised me. So my whole Thames argument looks really stupid right now, but I'm sticking with it. So just had to point that out. Number 51, Josh Hader. And a little side note on Josh Hader, he is the highest ranked relief pitcher in the top 100. So not only first time on the list, he is the highest ranked relief pitcher. So that's pretty fantastic. Go Haterade. Number 28 comes in with Lorenzo Cain. And finally, last but not least, I personally think he should be higher, but unfortunately he fell at number 8, Christian Yelich. So for our Brew Crew, that is 6 players on the top 100 players right now in Major League Baseball. So I can't say that's a bad thing, considering that 8 of our pretty consistently used players are in the top 100. So props to the Brewers and congratulations to these guys. That's a huge accomplishment. And let's hope that this season, when they do their top 100 for going into 2020, we have a hell of a lot more come on, because we deserve more than 6, just my opinion, but 6 is not a bad number, so better than the Cubs.
Some teams had 0,
That's
like
right.
the Padres.
But the Cubs only had a few, I think 3.
The entire infield, though. Ouch. So anyways, really good information here, guys. We had a lot of fun with this video. If you got your top 10 Brewers, post them down below. Share with us. We'd love to hear what you guys think. We also have up the Why We're Not Small Market video. That is just recorded. That's up. Mauricio Dubon is still out there. And then we unboxed this little guy this week. So if you want to check that out.
It's pride and joy.
It's pretty cool. So check out those videos, guys. Drop a like, a subscribe, follow us, hit us up in the comments with your top 10 Milwaukee Brewers right now. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
Bye, guys.